Hi, I've got ADHD. That should be no surprise. I think it's quite obvious. But I want to speak about it a little bit because I just want to speak on my experience with it. I know that a lot of people have done videos on this. Mark has done videos on this, and I know that I'm not a big channel, and I know that not a lot of people will hear this, but I think it would help me express what I'm feeling. And maybe there is somebody out there who has ADHD, or not just ADHD, any sort of mental illness that they could maybe, I don't know, take some inspiration or advice from me in some regard. I was diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 7, and I'm 17 now, so it's been 10 years since then. I was put on medication, um, I'm pretty sure the moment that I was diagnosed, and I took that for 8 years of my life. Um, Throughout primary school, all the way to high school. And I became so reliant on the medication and I hated it. And I thought I would blame everything on my ADHD, that that's the reason that I'm depressed. And yes, ADHD can lead to those things, anxiety, depression, all that. But what I realized was that it was the medication. Because once I stopped taking it, I became a lot happier with myself. And I started I think I started to find out who I was. I didn't really know before then, especially going into high school. I went to high school at like the beginning of COVID, 2021. So it was new. I knew nobody there. Um I had none of my old friends there with me, and it was scary. It was weird. I didn't know how to act around people. I tried being myself. I tried being like them. But I wasn't myself back then. But once I stopped taking the medication, I realized how much happier I was. And I realized that I didn't want to be taking medication because some other people couldn't handle that I'm a bit hyperactive, that I couldn't sit still, that I liked talking. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take medication for mental health, and it does help, but it didn't help me. I didn't want to be on medication for who I am. I mean, this is who I am. I cannot stop ADHD. It is who I am. I can't get rid of it. So I don't want to be taking medication for the rest of my life for something that I can't control. Because that, to me, it just proved that nobody liked me for who I am. And that's what it felt like. And all my life I blamed everything on my ADHD, but it was the medication. And yes, having ADHD, it does still make things hard sometimes, you know. It's sometimes you don't want to get up, sometimes you don't want to clean your room, sometimes you don't want to do anything. Even these videos, I like making videos because I like to get out of my comfort zone, but sometimes I even just don't feel like doing that. Like, I'm too lazy to hit the record button and to test if my mic is working, and I just don't do it because I don't feel like it. But it's nothing that I'm embarrassed about. I think I used to be embarrassed about it, and I used to be ashamed of it, and I really thought that I hated it, but I don't, because it's who I am, and I've learned to accept that. It can be a scary thing sometimes. There's so many things that I come up with. That I'm such a creative person. I think I used to love drawing, and I mean, I still do, but I haven't in like years. And I used to be really good at it, but I just got so lazy with it. Um, and I feel like I have all these great ideas, but I can't come forward to doing any of them. Like every time I make a video, I look at it and I think, well, that's a bad video, but every time I do another video, I think that's a little bit better than the last one. And they're not supposed to be perfect. They're not supposed to be highly produced videos. I don't have that type of equipment. I don't have an amazing mic, stuff like that, but I just do it because I think it helps with my anxiety. I want to get out there. I'm not a very social person, but putting myself on a place like YouTube. I remember when I uploaded my first video, it was just something that my brother wanted to do. He wanted to record a video of us playing a bottle flip, and that was it, and we recorded it, and there was nothing interesting about that video, but I uploaded it anyway. And when I uploaded it, it was it was the weirdest thing. It was like I was so happy that I did that. I knew that it was bad. I knew that nobody would watch it, and you shouldn't, because it is a bad video. But I got so much enjoyment out of posting that for the first time, and the same thing happens with all of my other videos when I post them. And I know that I don't get a lot of views, but when I get like one or two comments just like telling me nice things like this is a good video or you deserve more subscribers, that's really rewarding for me. Um and that's also why I like doing videos, because it keeps me busy. Because yeah, ADHD, you can be hyperactive, but you can also be extremely lazy. There's certain things that you're hyperactive with that you can't stop doing, but other things it's just like you don't want to do anything. um I don't know if any of what I'm saying makes sense. I'm not that great when it comes to words, but I basically just want to say that if you've got ADHD or anything else, whether it's bipolar, even if it's just depression or anxiety, whatever it is, you shouldn't let people bring you down or try to change you for who you are. You should learn to be yourself, and that's what I felt like. I felt like I was always judged for things that I couldn't control, and I still am to this day. Sometimes I talk a lot, and even when I speak to friends that I've been friends with for years. Me and Caden have been friends for like a couple of years now. I've got other people that I've been friends with for like a decade. But even talking to them now, sometimes I apologize because I talk so much. And they'll always tell me it's okay, but I think the reason I apologized was because when it came to like my parents or other friends that I used to have, they would always tell me that I talk too much or that I get annoying. And that kind of sat with me over the years, and I still feel like I am. Every time I speak now, I feel like I'm annoying. Even recording this video, I feel like people aren't gonna enjoy this. I mean, people people aren't gonna find what I'm saying interesting, and I always feel the need to like apologize when I don't. I don't need to apologize because I talk too much. It's just who I am. If you don't like that, that's your problem. But I'm not gonna change for you. And I had some awful friends that they would always try to change me. Like they would judge me for the clothes that I would wear because it didn't match, or you know, they would judge me for the way I spoke, for talking too much, stuff like that. And that really got to me. That really started messing with my brain, and over the years and years and years of that happening, it kind of stayed with me. And it's very unfortunate, but I just want to tell you, or whoever out there watches this video, that please don't change who you are for someone else. And if you have any mental um, problems, um, whether it's ADHD, um, depression, anxiety, anything, even if it's not mental, whatever it is, whatever you're feeling out there, it's okay, and you shouldn't let people change you. Um, because I think I started to let people change me, and I started trying to become more of a people pleaser and just do everything that people wanted. And if they said something bad about me, I would try to change that. And I hated that because I don't want to change who I am because I like who I am. I think I'm a great person, and I feel like I've still got a lot to learn, and this is why I'm making this video, because I want to learn more about people and the world, and I like interacting with people when people comment on my videos. If you could take anything from that video, I know that I probably didn't say much, but if you could take anything away from that video that might help you, please don't try to change who you are for someone else, because you are the way you are, because that's the way God created you. And if you don't believe in God, that's just the way you were born. And you shouldn't change who you are for someone else, because you're amazing just the way you are. I don't know who needed to hear that, but if anybody did need to hear that, I'm glad that I could have been the one to say it to you. I just want to spread positivity, and I just want to make people laugh. So if you're ever feeling like that, any of those things, just know that it's okay, and you shouldn't have to change for anyone else, because you're amazing the way you are.